Hi everybody, this is the Comic Book Cut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Comic Book Cut, and hopefully you like this video. So this is going to be about Kevin Smith. You know Kevin Smith, that blubbering crybaby. Kevin Smith, who, when weird things happen that are just sort of small little things that happen in life, he falls apart and falls to pieces and can't handle things. He seems like the type, if someone dies, he doesn't cry at a funeral. or the opposite. Maybe that should be his new job. He should do start like a business where he goes and he cries at weddings, bar mitzvahs, and funerals. That'd be a good job for him. We go to like celebrity funerals, He'd be like the main person, like crying. Like some actor's an asshole. He'd be the only one crying there for them. And he paid for it too, He should have his own service, to be honest with you. But anyway, he's back. He's going to be back writing a comic for Marvel. He's such a great writer, too. Oh, boy. I mean, let's get into this article in Phantom Pulse. Marvel Comics brings in Hollywood edgelord Kevin Smith to write Giant Size, The Amazing Spider-Man #1, and Summer Event. Oh, my God. Kevin Smith has the time-honored tradition of ruining characters in comics. And now Marvel Comics is bringing it back for Giant Size, The Amazing Spider-Man #1, to try to rekindle interest in the franchise. Well, that sounds like a great idea. The glory days of Kevin Smith are far behind the director-comedian, who made his mark in the 1990s with Generation X targeted potty humor movies, where it seemed it was just about how many curse words, marijuana references, and sex jokes he could drop into the film. The act got tired quickly, and his later films bombed spectacularly. He sucks. He always sucks. In my personal opinion, he always sucked. He's just terrible. I mean, really. Over the years, he's had a lot of starts and stops with comic book projects and superhero films. He's notorious for not finishing things or having dropped ideas, including a Masters of the Universe Revelation, a Strange Adventures episode, a Superman film, and more. He's done a few notable comic book projects, and in every instance, he brought his over-the-top edginess to cause problems for characters in their respective universes. In his Daredevil run for Marvel Knights, Kevin Smith infamously killed a longtime supporting character, Karen Page, for shock effect. His run wouldn't last terribly long before it was taken over by no IQ Brian Michael Bendis. He made a Spider-Man Black Cat crossover called The Evil Men Do, where he changed Felicia Hardy's background to add sexual assault to her past, raped by her boyfriend Ryan back in college. Over at DC Comics, Kevin Smith brought his standard gay sex jokes to the book, having Ollie say, quote, "In my experience, when a guy punches you in the face and takes your pants off, he's either hazing you or dating you." Ugh. He also had a gay character introduce who he, once he turned out to be a villainess, revealed he faked being gay to pick up on women with some extra crude dialogue. Ugh. I'm not going to say it. Marvel toyed with Kevin Smith's Amazing Spider-Man in the past as J. Michael Straczynski was wrapping up his run at a time they thought they could bring in Hollywood writers to try to shore up comic book support for their books. With Kevin Smith, he couldn't be reliable enough to have an ongoing book, so they gave him the aforementioned Spider-Man Black Cat miniseries. Now it's been announced to be one of the writers on The Amazing Spider-Man #1 coming out this summer, announced by editor Nick Lowe. Ugh. Look at this. And you gotta have Kamal Khan there, of course. Gotta have Kamal Khan. Quote, "Everyone always says giant-sized X-Men this, giant-sized X-Men that," says Spider editor Nick Lowe in promotion. "And I'm sick of it. So we put together the best and coolest giant-sized book ever." The above by Smith is the type of storytelling we can expect to be brought to the new giant-sized Amazing Spider-Man. Can the title be any longer? That's one of the things that's annoying. Really. Part of a Marvel event of giant-sized issues where they retcon their entire continuity to bring Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel into the past of Marvel Comics. God. It's already an event few are looking forward to, but does Kevin Smith's involvement make this worse? Well, we know one thing. Good, bad, or indifferent, he's going to cry about it. He's going to cry about Peter Parker. He's going to be like sniffling. I mean, really, Kevin should really take up a business. He should start a business where he's like the person that cries at a wedding. He's the person that cries at a funeral, a person that cries at one of these gender reveals, one of these people that cries at bar mitzvah, or bat mitzvah. I mean, really, that's what he should do. I mean, really, I think he can have like a reality show, better than that comic book store that he had. All those goofballs doing having all these comics coming in, all these weirdos coming in talking about what kind of comics they had and how much they were going to try to get, for these so-called priceless, heirlooms. They should just follow Kevin around, and Kevin around in his new business as a person that cries on demand. I mean, really, that's just what they should do. Have a little card that says Kevin Smith will cry at weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs. Call this number or email me at Kevin the Crying Smith. Or have crying contests. What other like people, other creators like Mike S. Miller could do that, or Matt, or Mundane Matt. I mean, really, get these real feminine men to sort of cry over like trivial things. That'd be pretty damn funny. That's what I think. Or this sort of meaningless stuff, and then you ask them to sort of what they think about, this person that's in their life who passed away, or that one that passed away suddenly, and then and get their reaction. They probably don't react. Kevin's probably the type that doesn't react to that stuff. Like I said, he probably just reacts to sort of minuscule little things in life that make him cry, that he just falls to pieces. Like he has his house painted, it doesn't paint properly, and he starts crying. Before he allows the paint to dry, the painters leave, and he starts crying, stuff like that. Every episode. Kalinas would really do. They'd make a lot of money on that show just off of Kevin's crying. I wonder if he's got a Kleenex man around him whenever he goes out anywhere. Like if his kids were doing a play, you'd have to have a Kleenex man sitting next to him, giving him a box of Kleenex. All these, these Hollywood types, they all have like assistants. Maybe that's what his assistant does. Goes around and carries just, one of those little packets of Kleenex. Just here, Kevin. We're gonna go see your daughter sing at the school. Here you go. Your son's gonna be playing football today. Maybe he'll score. Maybe he won't score. A touchdown. Maybe he'll cry. And the son scores a touchdown. Or the kid's going to a prom and he cries. The kid's like, my father's always crying. He's a pain in the ass. I could see that. Can you see that? I would like to see that. That'd make for, like I said, make for a great. That would make for a great reality show. Crying with Kevin Smith, the man from all those bad movies from the 90s, like Clerks. The first one was terrible. I don't care what anybody says. Well, that's what I say.